Good afternoon, 7 o'clock here in New York. And just as I start, there's, oh, that's what it is. Listen, that's what it is. I was wondering what all the clapping was. People are clapping. Listen. Can you hear it? That's beautiful. Oh, that's clapping for all our first responders in the hospitals. That's what New York does every night at 7 o'clock. Tomorrow, I'm going to make sure we get that. That's what that's about. Listen to that. Can you hear it? I hope you can hear it. I'm not going to do anything until they're finished. Wow. I didn't know what that was. That's what that's about. Hear it? I hope you can hear that. I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can hear it in the background. I would turn up the sound, except I don't want to screw around right now. Yeah, that's beautiful. Still doing it all up and down West End Avenue, all over New York. All over New York that's going on. Because we are grateful. We have nothing but the, who wouldn't, to the doctors and nurses that are sacrificing themselves. Some of them, people will die. It's still going on, so I'm not going to say anything yet. Wow. So tomorrow I will be late, because I'm going to go down and do that tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll start at 7:05. That's fair. That's good enough. All right. Wow. I didn't realize what that was, obviously. It changes my mood entirely. Because, being the world leader now in, or at least the United States leader in coronavirus, we're stuck inside. My wife and I are stuck inside. We're the age where we're not supposed to even go to stores. They're still out there clapping and applauding. Oh, it's beautiful. I love that. That'll be me tomorrow. So I won't be here at 7:05 tomorrow. I mean 7. I'll be here. I'll be back upstairs. We'll start at 7:10 tomorrow. We'll start at 7:10 until such time as this ends, and I don't think it's going to end for a while. So, how about that? Hello from Hope. Hey, Chris, how are you doing? Could you hear that applause outside, Hope? Chris? Can anybody hear that? Good. Here again. Bill, could you hear the applause outside at 7 o'clock? The applause that everybody's giving. People leaning out their windows, opening up and going and applauding for the first responders, the doctors and the nurses, and everybody trying to take care of New York. Could anybody hear that? Somebody tell me. Silvertip, could you hear that? Could anybody hear the applause going on outside? In the background? Oh, well. I'm waiting to hear. Hello from Hope. Hey, Christopher. Hey, Susie. Hello, Susie. Meg and me. Yes, I know. I remember Meg. Roberta Walensky. Christopher Smith. I saw a feed of it, but you couldn't hear it here, huh? Anyway, I heard it last night, didn't know what it was. Like I said, I'll be late tomorrow. We'll start at 7:10 tomorrow. And every night that happens. What would be an appropriate song for that? I have no appropriate song. I've always known that I wanted closer to you. Do you think maybe there is a small chance that this could happen? Please don't lie, 'cause if it doesn't happen, I won't die. It's just that I know I could wait forever if it seems even possible that you might give in. But do not worry about me, I am a survivor. Maybe not a thriver, but somehow I manage still. It isn't pretty thinking about your only wonder in self-pity. I get very lonely. Still I am able to make sense of it. Don't ask me. So I'll cool it. Perhaps I'll even try to struggle on without you. Fumble on without you. Take it easy. Just let the world keep spinning and keep hoping you will come around. Or maybe I will just face facts and stop all this scheming, dreaming, trying to knock your head over heels when it is quite clear how you feel. Maybe certain lack of sex appeal, but who am I kidding? I'll never give up. Woe is me. Should run away to some exotic island. Oops. But wrong bridge to another song. So I'll cool it. Perhaps I'll even try to struggle on without you. Fumble on without you. Take it easy. Just let the world keep spinning and keep hoping you will come around. Maybe I will just face facts and stop all this scheming, dreaming, trying to knock your head over heels when it is quite clear how you feel. Guess I like a certain sex appeal, but who am I kidding? I'll never give up. Who am I kidding? I'll never give up. Who am I kidding? I'll never give up. Woe is me. I'm really so moved by the Bill Crow informs me that he moved to YouTube, so I'm not reversed. Well, Bill, if you could see it on Facebook, every bass player, I'm playing bass in that picture back there, reversed. Every bass playing picture, I'm playing the bass left-handed. I don't know why that is. I don't know why that is. Maybe Facebook, nobody answers your questions. Facebook, why is my video reversed? I think I'll do it. Somebody find that out. Why is my video being reversed? But I'm so moved by what just occurred outside, because I saw it, in Italy they were clapping. You saw, we all saw that. people clapping for their doctors, first responders. And I heard the clapping last night outside the window. I thought, there's a synagogue around the corner. I thought, oh, must be some holiday I don't know about. No, it wasn't that. It was the 7 o'clock every night. They're clapping for the first responders all over New York. And of course, I'm completely moved by it. Completely moved by it. I mean, thank God. So everything, all the nonsense I had planned for tonight is kind of like sitting on the sidelines here because, boy, you know, when you hear that applause, people come right down your street. I'm in here chatting sitting here chatting, as it were. I got to be out there tomorrow. So, like I said before, and I'll say again, tomorrow we won't start before 7:10 because I'm going to be out there. Linus Wersch, I heard you playing today. You sounded great. Very nice. Linus Wersch had his own thing. I sent him a note. I said, Linus, you've got to lower the camera so we can see your dancing digits on the clarinet. But you sounded great. Boy, that's wonderful. Everybody's getting into the act, and you should. I mean, if you got anything to say, just if you don't play an instrument, find some reason to talk to people. Tell you what's going on. Write a poem. Do something. Do anything. Anyway, I was going through before I heard that noise, the people clapping outside, and the people clapping outside. I was going through a bunch of trophies that I got for golf tournaments, and look what I found. I found this trophy. YouTubers, okay, everybody can see it. And you know what it's for? You know what this trophy is for? It's the Manhattan Association of Cabarets. 1997, 23 years ago. Jazz instrumentalist, singer, Jay Leonhart. I guess you can almost see it. You guys can't see it. You guys backwards. It's Tronuel Yaj. Isn't that a bummer? So I just thought, I just leave it here to remind everybody just who the hell I am. It's 23 years ago, but nothing since. But I was 23 years ago. Now you don't even know if it's backwards on Facebook. Hi. Peekaboo. Bring your kids in. What's that? You. Ari Silver, who are you? That's it. Who are you? Linus. Thank you. Thank you, Linus. You got it right. Now listen, I don't know. If somebody find out how the hell you reverse Facebook, so I'm a right-handed bass player. I'm not going to bother. I'll just leave this casually in view. Well, it's far more Facebook viewers than there are. Back on who is the greatest bass player in the world? Difficult to remember the lyrics. I don't know. Who is the greatest bass player in the world? Well, in the classical field, there's a bunch of stunning players. Stunning players. I still love Gary Carr. Speaking of Gary Carr, I found today, I didn't find, there's an empty space on the wall where this letter came from. And it was sent to me so long ago, I haven't read it in, let me see, when is it written? Only 50 years ago, 1971. 1971 or 19, or whatever the hell it is backwards. But you know who it's from? It's from Alec Wilder. And at the time, I didn't really know how important Alec Wilder was. I didn't know. He was Marion McPartland's boyfriend, or somehow they were friends. They were very close. And he used to come to all the Marion McPartland concerts. So Alec Wilder, yeah, I know he wrote that song. He wrote a bunch of songs. I'm just showing my ignorance here. I didn't know who he was. And then after a concert, he was living at the Algonquin. And he wrote a letter to me. Dear Mr. Leonhart, you're playing in Canandaigua. That's where we played, up at that place out in upper state New York. You're playing in Canandaigua, which I heard for the first time was a revelation to me. Uh-oh, that could be good or bad. You were a revelation to me. And just leave it there. Your ideas, your big tone, you produce, your intonation in the high register, your arco playing, are all on a superior, enormously gratifying level. Now this is the part, I mean, that's good, that's great. But listen to this, because Gary Carr is my favorite bass player. He's had me out to his house up in British Columbia to play concerts. He said, it would do Gary Carr, the concert bassist, good to listen to you. He used to extol somebody else, I'm not going to name, but while such and such is exceptionally splendid, but he recommended me to Gary Carr. And Gary Carr and I have become friends, long time, from the album Salamander Pie, which he loved, and he invited me up to perform it, which I graciously, happily did. Not so graciously, but happily is what I meant. Anyway, so that's it. You guys like the Facebook people? If you're wondering why it is here, this is my backwards trophy for the MAC Awards in 1997. 1997. It's a while back. Here, I'll let the YouTube people see it. Here. Where can I put it? I should just hold it up here. I could glue it to the top of my head. No, we'll just leave it there and we'll move on. What's a groovy album? What's a groovy album, Ari? It's a groovy album. What album did I mention? I forgot it. Anyway, I was thinking about that. If you see the album up there, right up there, that's Oscar Peterson at the Stratford Shakespearean Festival. That's my favorite record of all time. And I grew up on it. That was my music school. Hi, Bernie. Hi, Phyllis. How are you? Don't eat too fast. If you got anything extra, send it over here. We're getting low on food. Hey, Rick. How are you, man? Bill Crow. I moved to YouTube so you weren't reverse. Good. If you turn your back, you were playing reverse to us. Yeah, I know, but back on it. Who is the greatest bass player in the world? Difficult to remember the lyrics. I don't quite understand that, Matthias, but explain further, if you would. I don't quite get what you're referring to. Meanwhile, I did find today the entire script to my first attempt at a show. It was called Baltimore, The Odyssey of a Native Son. And it's got a lot of good stuff in it, but it's a beginning, total first draft. And it would take 6 years of workshop to turn it into something good. So I sent it to my son. I said, Michael, here it is. I'm going to write out every song to it, and you'll have it. And he said, terrific, Dad. And so we'll try to get it produced sometime soon. But it's got a lot of good songs in it. And down the very first song in it, being from Baltimore. Now you comfy here. You just take your time. These people are very happy to see you. They're happy to. You just hold the star up right there. Don't you worry about it. Let me see. No, maybe we can get it to reflect as much as possible. There you go. That's right. We'll leave it like this. No, you have to turn around and watch me. Turn around and watch me. Okay, because I'm going to play for you. Okay? All right. I could do a funny thing with that. This is the opening song to Down the South, to Baltimore. Down in the South where I come from, it gets cold in the winter, that turn your hand on. Farmer plants back to cold for cotton, and apple lie around on the ground getting rotten. Down in the South where I come from, just below the Mason-Dixon line. No mint juleps, just a Yankee wine. A redneck's hiding out in the hill. Come to town, get drunk, looking for a thrill. the South where I come from. Red dust spouting from the big steel mill. Red dust settle on your windowsill. Breathe enough of it till your lungs are filled. You could die with any luck you will. Settle on your windowsill. Breathe enough of it till your lungs are filled. You could die with any luck you will. Down in the South where I come from, it gets cold in the winter, that turn your hand numb. Farm plant back to cold for cotton. Apple lie around on the ground, getting rotten and fighting with the Yankee be long forgotten. Down in the South where I come from, down in the South where I come from, down in the South where I come from. Well, I'm glad what's his name? Alec Wilder. I'm glad Alec Wilder's not here now to hear me play this out of tune. Oh dear. Now I'm looking at the YouTube and it's about a second behind, so I put my hand on it and it's about a second behind. Can't watch either. And the second song is When Was It? When I was a little boy, growing up in Baltimore, I used to tell my mama everything. I tell her everything and more. She said, son, you can't do anything if you set yourself a goal. About whatever you do, boy, don't lose your soul. As I prepared to leave the nest, growing up in Baltimore, I got to tell her mama less and less than I ever did before. I thought it was my turn to fly, like an Oreo. She said, fly to the sky, boy, but don't lose your soul. Every day, my mama would pray. 6 children going every which way for the devil. We was mighty fine prey. We was Billy, John, Bowie, Jean, Valerie, and Jean. When I was turning 23, or was it 24? I went out to see a world I never saw before. Got to playing jazz and rock and roll. Playing jazz, drinking lots, getting stoned. Drinking lots, getting stoned. Playing jazz and rock and roll. Telling something and losing my soul. I got to feeling bad enough. Tried to go back to Baltimore. Tried to climb back up into the nest. Got to feeling bad enough. Tried to climb back into the nest. Oh, I don't know. I have it around here someplace, but I remember. Tried to climb back up the nest. The nest had blown down. Tried to run into Baltimore. Tried to climb back up in the nest. Every day, my mama would pray. 6 children going every which way for the devil. We was mighty fine prey. We was Billy, John, Bowie, Jean, Valerie, and Jay. Nowadays I'm 79. My hair has gotten thin. Still I'm sitting waiting for the good times to begin. My mama's long gone now. Mama's long gone now. She's reached her ultimate goal. But she's saying, do what you want, boy, but don't lose your soul. Every day my mama would pray. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't remember the second part of that song. Let me see. It's right here. When I was a little boy growing up in Baltimore, I used to tell my mom everything. When I was turning 23, it was at 24. I went out to see a world I never saw before. Got to meeting people doing things, playing jazz and rock and roll. Got to meeting people doing things, playing jazz and rock and roll. Drinking lots, getting stoned, losing my soul. So got to feeling bad enough. Headed back to Baltimore. Tried to climb back up into the nest I'd left before, but the winter winds had come and gone, blown the nest down from the tree, and the only person going to save my soul was a person named me. Every day, and my mama would pray for I'm home, so and so forth. Well, you don't expect me to play it perfectly. I haven't sung the song. I'm sure by now you don't expect me to sing it perfectly. Never mind that. Let's see who's here with us today. It's a song. Who is the greatest bass player in the world? Difficult to remember. It's a song. I don't even know that song, Matthias. How are you doing up there? Did you come home from a gig again? He lives in Switzerland, I believe. Or is it Sweden? Sweden. And it's Sweden. And they're not even, according to what I've heard, they're not even distancing themselves. Everything is just going normal in Sweden. I hope it stays normal. Rob Sheps is watching. You want to sit in, Rob? I love the song. Which one's that, sweetheart? Which one's that, Tomoko? Is that, no, well, Benjamin Hangel's watching. Let me just say hello to all these people. Let's see who's watching. Tom Brez. Carrie Furlong. Bob Stewart. Bob, you're quiet. You don't say much, but you watch every night. Rebecca Madrigal. Well, good to see you again, sweetheart. Frank Basili. Yes, Frank. John P. LaBarbera is watching. Any relation to the LaBarbera's Pete? And, Joe and everybody out there? In the West Coast? Ron Pelletier. Ron J. Pelletier. We're listening to the J. Leonhart Hour. Says Bernie Feinberg. There, you could flip it. Supposedly. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to even try because I don't. What? I'll try. Here we go. Look out. Everybody hold on. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, that's so much better. How's that? Good. I think it's right now. There's my right arm. It's right. But I'm upside down. Am I upside down to everybody else? It's got to be. I'm going back the other way. It's a mess. Tom Barney, the great Tom Barney. Oh my gracious goodness! I better play. Now I have to play in tune. Tom, get off. I don't want to have to play that in tune. Richard Laird. Oh, it's an ambush. Linus Words. Hey Jay, I didn't even think about it today on Facebook, but this is supposedly a way to flip it. HPP Seymour. Let's just Seymour. Not Seymour. It's Seymour. Just a second. I got to Seymour for a second. Live video. How to flip Facebook live video. Well, I'll work on it. Thanks, Linus. You're great. I appreciate that. So, folks, I may have a way. Let's see. It's my left hand, and I'm raising my right. It's disgusting. That's a groovy album. Jim McCurdy is watching. Jim, do you know anything about this? You're an engineer. You're smart. How do I make Facebook make my right hand look like my left hand? My right hand look like my right hand. Steve Lucas is watching. Corey Day is watching. Mary Jane Harper. What a bust on that statue. Why, thank you. I'll put it over here. That's me. Look at that tush. 1997. Oh, those were the years. How old was I? I was 40, 50, 40, 50, 57? I was already 57? That's disgusting. I'm not letting this out of my sight. We're going to keep this. It's going to be part of the set from now on. My set. Matter of fact, I'm going to put it right back here. It's part of this. Just so you don't forget. How's that? That's where that goes. I've got to stand out of the way of it so because we can see it at all times, yes. Well, it looks so small back there. It's disgusting. Speaking of knowing who I am, Bill Crow told me a funny story last night. After our 7 o'clock, after 8 o'clock, everyone off the air, or off the internet. He said that a woman, he and I were discussing Woody Herman. Neither he nor I ever played with Woody. He got called a couple times. I got called a couple times, but I couldn't do it. He had a gig. I had a gig, and we were both sort of talking about it. He was saying he had this funny story about Woody, that a woman came up to Woody one night. He's in front of the band. He's playing, the band's playing, and the woman comes and pulls on his trousers. He's on the stage. He pulls on his trousers, and he looks at her and doesn't do anything. And she comes back again. About the third time, she says, "But do you know who I am?" She says, he turns around, he says, "No, but I know who I am." Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's pretty good. Got to remember that. So just in case you're wondering who I am, that's me. 1997 Manhattan Associate Cabaret Award winners for jazz singing bass player or something like that. That's not a prominent enough position. I have to make it. I'll work on it to make it really visible. Maybe I'll have to put a little stand back here. Anyway, that's that. I've gone through that. It might be time for more music. Let's see if anybody tuned in who we have to say hello to. Joe Sarver, Gerald Grable, Baltimore Oriole. I don't sing Baltimore Oriole, even though, see, what I'm not doing is I'm not singing people's songs who I don't have the permission to sing them. And it takes such a thing. And if you sing the song, it's not, you don't have permission, and they take you off the air. So that's why I'm doing all my own music. It's a good excuse just to do my own music. However, I do have a song that I wrote with Tommy Flanagan that I own. He had me publish it, and I want to play that for you in a second. Upside down, Jay. Yeah, I know. We fixed that. Tomoko Ono, Baltimore song. Which one's that, Tomoko? I don't understand which one it is. Ladies and gentlemen, Tomoko Ono is watching. Tomoko Ono is one of the great jazz piano players, one of the great piano players in this world. And she happens to work for me when I perform. I try to get her every chance I get. And if I don't get her, why, her husband, Alan Farnan, is her sub, and he is phenomenal. I am set with piano players. Boy, am I going to be in trouble when neither of them can make it. But I'm sure we'll have, here I am talking about gigs, and it really is depressing because I don't know when the next time we're going to really perform live for people. Can you imagine that? Performing live. When is that going to be brave? And I had a wonderful thought this afternoon. The virus will go away, and those who have it, the kids will have had it, everybody will have to be immune to it. The only people who won't be immune to it will be us elderly folk. And we'll go out and I'll get it right away. Boom. Boom. It could be August. It could be September. Okay, safe to come out. Okay, boom, boom. That's a nice thought. I may just stay here for the rest of my life. It's not a bad idea. My wife's a good cook. It's fun. She and I are having fun, even though it's really a pain in the ass. It really is to be stuck inside. Beautiful show tonight, Jay. Yeah. All right, I'm going to stop there. Switzerland. What is Switzerland? I'm sorry, excuse me. Well, Switzerland, Matthias, isn't Switzerland in a semi-lockdown? I mean, you can't just be getting home. Are you getting home from work and watching the show at night? Please answer me. Please answer me. Matthias Kurt, a bass player in Switzerland. And I thought it was Sweden because I thought Sweden was the place that didn't have, that Sweden hadn't done any lockdowns. For some reason, they're very confident. They're very confident in Sweden that nothing bad will occur. I don't know if that's the smartest thing. Sort of like, where is it? One of our states is just refusing. In our southern states, I believe. It's the one in between Louisiana and There was those three at the bottom. Louisiana, Alabama, Louisiana, and, oh God, I'm so dumb. What is the one to the left of it? Louisiana. Alabama, Louisiana. Not Texas, it's that. Oh, shit. Sorry, folks. I hope nobody's down. There's nobody down there's watching. They're not watching this crap. They're watching pig shooting. Anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. Ha ha. There you go. Baltimore Oriole. No, but I'm going to do a song that I wrote with Tommy Flanagan. I mean, actually, Tommy Flanagan wrote this song a long time ago, and he called "Over the Bluebird." I think he used to live over a club called the Bluebird in Detroit. I got my hands on it. He asked me, we were talking about it, he said, could you write some words? And I said, yes. Over there's, oh, it's key G, excuse me. Over there, see the bluebird. He's my friend, a true bluebird. He will give me the good news, all the good news that he's heard about you. Yes, it's true, so much to tell me. Then he flies into the skies, where he goes nobody knows. He won't say, just flies away, then returns early each day. He's my friend, he's my bluebird. Come and give me the good word. Where'd you go, what'd you do, bird? Tell me her love is true, bird. Whisper near in my ear, give me the good news. He's my bluebird. What, tell me, come and give me the good new word. He's my friend, he's my bluebird. He will give me the good word. Where'd you go, what'd you do, bird? Tell me her love is true, bird. Whisper near in my ear, give me the good news. Whisper near in my ear, give me the good news. Whisper near in my ear, give me the good news. I don't know how you do this every night. I've done 7 now, and it's exhausting. One of these showing reruns. Best of the J. YouTube is better than Facebook. Yeah, I think it is. I think it is. So listen, all you Facebookers, if you just go to Jay Leonhart at YouTube and become part of the subscribers, just subscribe. Then you'll get a thing and you'll be on YouTube. I mean, the YouTube is much cheaper. Okay. Facebook's going to throw me off unless they improve. That's a good way to improve. You know, you could improve and not get mad at me. Don't pull a, I'm not going to say his name, but don't pull one of those where you get vicious. because I criticize you. I'm telling you, I know you're not in the business. You're really not. But your Facebook, you got all the power in the world to do that, to make these things good. I'm telling you. I wrote a list of songs I wanted to do tonight, and here it is. You know, look, you can see my trophy sitting there. I'm going to have to find a better place. Oh, here's a good place for it. Just put it there. But the Facebookers have to be able to see them too, so I have to put them over here. Whisper in here. Well, sorry, Facebookers. This is ridiculous. But you know, I won that fair and square. I didn't cheat. I didn't bribe the judges or anything. I got my trophy 23 years ago. Fair and square. I mean, I sang and played my little heart out, and somehow I won it, but I've never won it since. So apparently, it's been downhill ever since. Anyway, there's a song I want to do. Oh yes, I have a serious request for Schadenfreude. A bunch of people have been requesting it, and who am I not to do one of my hits? I love doing this song anyway. This song got written because I got caught in a traffic jam on 9th Avenue, a terrible traffic jam. It was one of the worst I've ever been in. In fact, people were they were not impatient, they were very impatient. The woman behind me was particularly impatient. It had to be a woman. I mean, I've been accused of misogynism, that's the word, from writing it about a woman. But I didn't think about it when I wrote it. I just thought, boy, she was angry. She was pissed at me because I was being polite in a terrible traffic jam. I was if a car wanted to move in, I'd let it come in. She'd beep her horn. Ah! If I let pedestrians walk through, she'd beep her horn. Ah! And God forbid I should stop at an intersection so the cars could actually the other cars going the other way could get through the intersection. She got livid. Well, finally she passed me. And as she passed me, she made a most uncivilized gesture at me. And then she passed me, cut in, and then she turned into an intersection too far, and something dreadful happened. She didn't get hurt, no. But I ended up writing the song. The song is named Schadenfreude. If you don't know what Schadenfreude is, I think I should make you look it up. I'm not going to tell you. The song will tell you. I've been doing that recently. I mean, with phones, it's terribly easy to look words up. You don't have to just get up, you just print it in there, and they give you 27 definitions. Hopefully, all of our English is getting better because of our phones, maybe. But I wrote the following song dedicated to that situation. You question me, you take me to task. What is Schadenfreude, you ask? And why do people find it so appealing? Well, Schadenfreude is a dark little void where you feel overjoyed at someone else's misfortune. It's not a generous feeling. Schadenfreude happens deep inside. It's a feeling we try to hide, this finding pleasure in another's pain. But I must admit to having enjoyed a recent moment of Schadenfreude, which now I will try to explain. You see, the traffic jam was terrible. Some found it unbearable. Patience was wearing very thin. The lady in the car behind me honked and honked just to remind me, don't let anybody else cut in. She honked and honked, her venom flowing, honked and honked, impatience growing. She was not to be dismissed. Nonetheless, I did not react. I almost found it funny, in fact, as I watched her pound the dashboard with her fist. With her fist. So here we are stuck on 9th Avenue. Well, I'm attempting to have a new attitude about things at moments like these. While she sits behind me for 2 hours fuming, I sit here pondering spring flowers blooming, pistil stamens, birds, and bees. it so very plain that I must stop being so gentle and loving. She said, you've got to stop all those cars from cutting in, you've got to stop all that butting in, you've got to get out there, start pushing and shoving. Then I must admit she did confound me as she swept her car around me, slipped by, then cut in. And for an extra little zinger did she flash her middle finger, and that is when the real fun did begin. Did begin. With her insides churning and her road rage burning, she pulled right behind a big truck turning, resulting in a moment so bizarre. Because as it turned, the truck's rear fender did slowly and carefully, surgically render complete destruction to the front end of her car. The mashing and bashing did not happen quickly, no, it was slowly, sickly, oh, the gnashing of teeth and the bending of steel. And it would be a total lie if I should try to even to deny the schadenfreude I started to feel. Oh, schadenfreude, what can I say? What can we do when we feel this way? As we all know, it's not polite to gloat. But sometimes when under attack, the fates will toss the enemy right back down the castle wall into the moat. Oh, schadenfreude, what can I say? What can we do when we feel this way? Oh, I think I've said that already. Oh, schadenfreude, it is not nice for such a feeling we pay a price. Is it nice to take pleasure in another's pain? I only hope this instantaneous payback doesn't prevent her from finding her way back to a more harmonious refrain. Finally managed to slowly pass by her. I did not taunt her nor evil eye her, nor so much as glance at her automobile now destroyed. I passed by the spot where it all had occurred with nary a glance nor discouraging word. Oh my schadenfreude. Oh my schadenfreude. Oh my schadenfreude. Dirty, nasty little schadenfreude. You know, I have learned that schadenfreude is really my interpretation of schadenfreude. I've been told by friends who really know what it means that schadenfreude means you really have feeling for the person, but you're just awfully glad it didn't. You know, if somebody has a terrible accident and inside you're just so glad it didn't happen to you. You don't like to admit it. You don't want to tell yourself, but it's true. So there's some schadenfreude, a little bit of vengeance also in my part, but schadenfreude was there. There was schadenfreude. Anyway, that's that. It's now 7:49. Oh, I've got. Somebody asked me. Somebody just asked me recently, a second ago. I don't know whether it was on this. How do I do this 7 nights a week? Well, it's getting taxing, but it's fun too. It's really fun. People are watching, people are responding, people are saying hello. It's like a little meeting in the clubhouse, frankly, and I get to run the whole thing for my hour. It's fun. And most of all, it gets me playing the bass, which I have to do because there are no gigs anywhere except in Switzerland. And I get to play. And I can feel it in my hands. My hands are still doing good. They're still strong. But you don't play, you get weak. So I'm doing primarily, so I'll play the bass and sing. So I'll remember my words. Keep these words going in my brain. Using it's worth it. It's hard. It's not easy, but I'm doing it. I'm going to keep doing it too. I'm not going to stop. I refuse to stop. and every 7 nights a week. So if you're not doing anything, tune in. And while you're at it, go over to YouTube and what do you call it? Subscribe. I mean, I hate to take people off of Facebook. I've said it before enough times, but I'm told that YouTube is much better. I can see it. I can see. I'm looking. I have 2 monitors. I have a Facebook monitor and I have the YouTube monitor. And the YouTube monitor is very hip. There are ways to send there's equal streams to both Facebook and YouTube. But and Facebook's got much more. Right now I have many more viewers on Facebook because I can't tap the 3,000 subscribers that I've got on YouTube. For some reason, I can't seem to get to them. I'm only getting to my 54 and not my 3,000. YouTube is impossible to reach. There's no answers for it. I ask YouTube, hey, why can I not reach my 3,000 subscribers? And nothing. No answer. You can. They say, no, you can't use your mobile up to YouTube. You don't have enough subscribers. I've had 1 million views of this. It's impossible to sing and play. 1 million something. I mean, I'm thrilled. I'm proud of it. Doesn't matter. They say, well, you maybe we'll monetize your account sometime. 1 million views later, maybe they'll monetize. I don't know. I think CD Baby is actually picking up on the royalties from those 1 million views. CD Baby, CD Pro, they call it. It's a very good publishing group. CD Baby, CD Pro. And they're doing a good job. I mean, every once in a while I get a check from them. A nice, decent check. Nothing huge, I'm not going to say. It's well over $10, let's put it that way. I know, I'm bragging, I don't mean to brag. It's a lot of pennies. And let me see, I want to do one more song. It's now 7:53, looking at clock watching. Matthias, I'm clock watching tonight. I'm sorry, I don't mean to do it to you folks. I want to do this song. I had a request for this. This song got written on the terrace of the old village gate. I had played there that night with Herman Foster. Oh, we had such fun. Herman was blind. So one night, I told him, Herman, there's 2 men kissing at the bar. I said, the guys were just making out like crazy. Men and women do it all the time, so why can't men do it? They can. But I told Herman, I said, you can't see a man, but they're really doing it. And Herman just played every song that he could think of to the essence of The Boy Next Door. Every song he could find that talked about love and mentioned the word boy. And for one set, we sat and played it. Now I know, I don't mean to be offensive. I hope I'm not being offensive. But it was just Herman's incredible knowledge of music and sense of music that he found sets full of songs that related to 2 men sitting at the bar kissing. And it was one of the funniest things I've ever done. Every song just I couldn't stop because he was just so quick. He saw it so fast. Herman left us about, I guess, 5 years ago or something like that. He was a brilliant piano player. He was somebody's musical director. I can't remember who it was right offhand. Not Sarah Vaughan. I can't remember who it was, but he was great. He was great. And a wonderful man. Anyway, I miss you, Herman. And I was playing with him the night this song happened. The crowd was noisy. There were food fights. The waiters and waitresses were making more noise than the crowd. And I went down and penned this song to myself right on the terrace. I think I'm going to change my eyes. gonna find me something new. Change my occupation, find another situation. That's what I'm going to do. I'm getting sick and tired of hanging out in jazz joints, smoky little dives on Bleecker Street, where the crowd is tough and noisy, full of rowdies from New Jersey, drunken sailors AWOL from the fleet. I'm going to take my bass, sell 'em, take everybody, tell 'em I've had it, I am finished, I'm through. The scene is too chaotic, I'm getting too neurotic, the redeeming social values are too few. I'm going to change my occupation. I've paid sufficient dues. Don't know if I can take it, don't know if I can make it through another chorus of the blues. Gotta find me something new. Your work into the AM amidst the constant mayhem in a little dive filled up with smoke. Go, 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 go. You get home as a rule just as the kids depart for school. You wander through life burnt out, beat and broke. I screwed up the bridge. Melodically. Do 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 do. As the kids depart for school, you wander through life burnt out, beat and broke. Change, change, change my occupation. Think I've paid sufficient dues. You want the folks to love you, they just push and shove you. You want them to adore you, they just ignore you. Don't know if I can take it, don't know if I can make it through another chorus of the blues. Gonna find me something new. That's what I'm going to do. Find me. Well, this now would not be a good time for that. You know, I'm going to keep performing it. 7:10. Might be 7:10 tomorrow night because New York is cheering its first responders and I'm going to go outside and be part of it. So I got to come upstairs. Oh, wait a minute. I could put that on. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll put it on Facebook because I can't use my mobile phone on YouTube because I don't have enough subscribers. 3,000 is not enough. So I'll have my phone tomorrow night at 7 o'clock outside. But I'm not going to retire. Not until January 1st, 2051. That's exactly what I'm going to do. All right, kids, I'm going to put the bass down. Pet my little trophy. Nice work. I've got a bunch of trophies, but that one did not represent being fired from anything. It's their way of saying goodbye. But matter of fact, I didn't get a new one. I've never gotten one since 1997. I'm going to go back in the business of getting them. I'm going to get one this year. I'm going to do what I can to get it. Thank you, Tomoko. All right, folks. Hey, Jay, great show again. I don't know if it's just me because nobody else chats. The bass level of all of a sudden about 15 minutes ago went very high. Back to FB. Well, you know, I changed nothing. I was very careful with my levels. I'm going to look at my levels right now, Facebookers, YouTubers. I'm going to go up to my Apple system preferences. The system preferences would prefer I just get off the air. No, that's not what I want. Input. Input volume could be a little high, but it's like in the yellow zone. I think it's just dealing with internet sound and stuff. I'm sorry it's not so good, but I don't want to video these things and put them up because it's not going to have nearly the same fun for me as doing them live. So you'll just have to deal with all the inequities and changing sounds and left-handed bass players, or do your own show. That's what I suggest. Anybody who's a musician out there, do your own show. I'll watch. Okay, folks, let me see the great show again. I don't know if it's me. Stephen will go a little bit of heaven at 7th. Oh, Stephen. Who's the greatest bass player in the world? Before, I was thinking of the song Chuck DeMonico. Yes. First of all, I named all the bass players I knew at the time, 1984. There's so many new ones that I just don't do that song anymore because I'm leaving them all out. I'm leaving all the young bass players out. Everybody. But, you know, and I don't know it either. I hardly memorized it. I never performed it. I sang it and read it the whole ways. I'll tell you, I'm going to get the words to it and I'll read it. How's that? Is that okay? I'll read it soon, as soon as I find it. I'm sure it's somewhere in my files. Actually, my files are all electronic and cloud-oriented. Okay, listen. There you are. You're over there. Thank you, folks, for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I won't be back on YouTube till 7:10 tomorrow because I'm going to go out and join the applause for the first responders, and I will see you then. But thank you for joining me. Russ, Stephen, Bill, everybody. And I don't know if anybody else chatted, is watching and didn't chat, but you should. You should let me know if you're there on YouTube. Thank you, folks. See you all later. Bye-bye. Now, YouTubers, Baltimore Oreo. No, I can't do that one. Cody Garrett. Hey, Cody. Josh Levine. Maury Loudon. Ooh, how about that? Frank Skilling. How are you doing, Frank? Bravo, Jay Beautiful. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Dick Sarpoy. Sandy DeJesus watching. Norma Human. Oh, I imagine. Human or Humming. New subscriber, Chris Lynch, just subscribed to your channel. YouTube. Good. See? You see? Go over and subscribe to the channel and on YouTube. For Jay Leonhart, YouTube, boom. Press the little button and then you get, I think it gets, it's better. Greg Ruggiero. Hi, Greg. How are you? Warren Oates. Hi, Warren. Yay, Schadenfreude. Come on, come back to me. Odesels. Joe Fitzgerald is watching you. Warren Oates. Hey, Russ. Andy Watson. Hey, Andy. How are you, man? Paul Gill watching. Be careful with that bass, Paul. Be careful with that bass. We're just borrowing it. Christopher Lynn's great. Christopher, I miss you. Megan. Megan, we can't even get out there now. We can't even get out because New Jersey doesn't want us New Yorkers. But we'll be back. We'll be back. We'll be back. Tony Garuso, Christopher Lance. Hey, Christopher. How are you? Tomoko. Hello from New Jersey. Hello from... Hello, Tomoko. Michael DiClemente is watching. Julie Logan is watching. Derek Lucas is watching. Hi, Derek. Oh, these iPads are so annoying. Lance, excellent tune. Thanks, Jay. Hope we get to play again soon after this thing is over. Yes, that would be nice. Maury Loudon. Hey, Jay, I'd like to request a song about singing and playing the bass. That's tomorrow. Don Black is watching. Thank you, Jay. Stephen Goldenberg is watching. Christopher Smith. Chris, I miss you. I miss you guys too, Chris. You know, I'll call you and tell you. Our front door was open the other night, Chris, and the light was on in Hope. We called the Hope police. They went down and looked at it. I think the real estate agent just left it open. I told her she shouldn't be smoking so much grass. Don Shearhart. Boy, that's a Russian name. No, it's a German name. Shearhart. John Shearhart. Leonhart's a German name. Christopher Smith says, you're missing cocktails on the veranda in Hope. Well, John Schneider, Don Brown is watching. And that's it. Thank you, folks. You're over here. Thank you, folks. I didn't request Baltimore Oriole, a hoagie. I was a reply to the request for the Baltimore for your piano player. I thought that's what you meant. I didn't request Baltimore hoagie. I was replying to the request for the Baltimore. Oh yeah, right. I saw that. What was? I don't know which song she was referring to. I don't remember. Christopher Smith. Ha ha ha. It's true. If you heard what I was saying, it's true. And the police from up there at Route 80, right by Route 80, came down. They were great. They were great. They checked on the house. They looked at it. They did everything you're supposed to do. And then Don Whitmore came over and locked it up. Now listen, why don't we buy that house, the house on the corner? Let's just buy it. Let's take it off his hands. We'll buy it, and we'll start a club. Okay. Gil Paris is watching. Hi, Gil. I'm gonna go now because people are going to say, "Why did I tune in for? You didn't do any music." I'm going to go. See you all tomorrow at. I'm going to try and make it 7 o'clock because I'll use my phone and bring you live from West End Avenue, and then we'll move. I'll come up to my office here. All right.